working with you and then doing these workshops has just brought me fully around to playing the music I love playing. And that's what these workshops are all about. I think most people do find that connection of love, even for a moment. That look, that they get a glimpse into their heart. Just people have got to come along and have their own experience, and the opportunities there. But I would say most people that have been have, whether they are beginners, or whether they are, whether they are experienced musicians, it will have an impact.
It, it really does come down to the ability to live from your heart and to create what you love, to create the music that you love, and to create the life that you love. Like I just think, and we have the ability to serve people to do that directly, and so in our assumptions, kind of doing our best to live and play or create music the best we can, and I think that's the thing about what we have to offer, is that ability to help people realize, to the degree that they're creating their music and their life from their assumptions, and then to be able to shift directly to your heart, to go, this is what I love, this is the music I love, this is the life that I would love. To be able to express our heart directly, I think that's the end result, is each of us have been able to do that. And that's what we've been able to do for everyone who's done the intro workshop and then come on to do the studio retreat. Each person has been able to express the music that they love directly from their hearts.
Yeah.
And then we'll build on that in the songwriting retreat, where people be able to go to their imagination and intuition to conceive of music that they would love, and then bring that to life. The big impact it's had on me is just what I experienced on Sunday that I shared with you earlier at Atlas's birthday. One, because of the workshops, I've always wanted to learn how to play Happy Birthday on the guitar, but I've never been able to do it. And just to be able to, I think that's the thing too, is that's what we do, is we're able to cross thresholds that you wouldn't have been able to cross otherwise. And to be able to sing Happy Birthday to my son on the guitar was just phenomenal. And then immediately afterwards, Atlas goes, he's just looking at me stunned. He said, you've been playing guitar and you've been singing for a while. But he said, now your voice is exquisite. And I was just like, whoa. It's just so genuine, his feedback. And it's absolutely our workshops that have been served me to create that end result.
Yeah. Yep. And I know that because I've heard it evolve. I've heard it change through all the, either in the room or online, and even times online when it's like, this is not going to work. I don't think I'll give and go tonight. All right, stuff it. I'll go. What else am I doing? I'm home doing nothing. No, there's incredible experiences in an hour and a half. Life-changing experiences, and hearing them, not just me, hearing other people's musicianship just evolve and transform. There's so many end results, like the last weekend retreat, studio retreat we had, watching everyone play and seeing them shift in front of our eyes, seeing and also witnessing the journey along that way, as people are sort of leading with their heart, the shackles or the layers that they're shaking off, they're willing to shake off, and willing to, just for that moment to even just say, yep, I'm going to put that there, and this is me. This is what I can do. This is my magnificence. It's just things I will not forget. When I've got gigs coming up, I'm like, if I've got a gig in a month or 3 weeks or whatever it is, I already know what I'm going to play. I've already tuned into my set list, and I tweak it and I look at it and I play bits and pieces, and I just wander around. Oh no, that one. I tune the order. I already imagined the gig. It is a constant practice. It's like anything, isn't it? The practice of coming back to what's important, what would I love, what I need to do right now, and then doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, that's what I love about imagination and music, is that you create great end results as a result of practice. And that's what we teach, isn't it? Like the ability to practice shifting our focus from our assumptions to our imagination, and that engagement of will, and the ability to do that at will, both strategically and tactically, in the moment. Because that's the other thing about it's a paradox about playing music. It's a performance art, and there are often times when you need to perform, and that's usually when all our assumptions really come up. And to be able to go into our imagination and into our sovereignty and innocence in those moments, and to really express our hearts in those moments, the magic is even more enhanced.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I've experienced that quite a few times now. Even in those moments, it's just that step back, just that pause, come back to myself, even, okay, what would I love right now? And then listening.
One of the benefits that I've got from it as well is a lot of compassion, which might sound like a funny thing to say, but because the thing with I found with music is that it can also enhance mistakes. It's like when I'm learning, it's like I've definitely got assumptions where I'm not allowed to make mistakes, or I'm really harsh on myself if I make mistakes, which is really ridiculous if you're learning something. But or if I'm performing, to make a mistake, the potential consequences of the criticism and the humiliation or the rejection, But what I love about what we're doing is the ability to go to my heart and into my innocence, is that I have so much more compassion for myself. I don't care if I make a mistake anymore. And I think that's one of the big end results we create I create for myself and for others is that sense of compassion, that sense of laissez-faire. It doesn't matter, you just don't have the same charge. Because that's also what we're able to do is kind of tap into that power of love, and to establish that connection in love with everyone from the outset. We create this connection of love that enables us to be able to do that, to be able to move together and create that synergy and create exquisite end results together. Because that's the other thing about music as well, isn't it? It's quite often, very rarely, a solo pursuit. It's a very synergistic pursuit where you're connecting with others. And, quite often music can be the thing that connects us. But what we're able to do is to create that connection first, which enhances the music and the connection that we play. And we certainly create that at both the intro workshop and the retreat.
For all my life playing music, there's been times where I've hit the sweet spot. And there's the muse that I think they call it, that it's known as, and we don't know when it's going to happen, but it might happen, it might not, for whatever reasons it happens at times, but it's just random. Whereas the difference now is that whenever we do those workshops, and it amazes me, especially in the introductory and also in the weekend workshop, we just flick the switch to go into the sweet spot. And the amount of times that we've jammed the same or played the same song together twice from Beliefs and Assumptions and then from Love, where I've had these profound experiences multiple times. We're all playing the same song. No one is holding down a proper time or rhythm or sometimes even key, but we're all playing together and connected, and we're all hanging off the same thing, which is love, the same structure, and because no one's trying to be perfect. No one's trying to get it right. So and there's just this thing in between that's going on between it that we're all hearing together, you know. And there's been times where we've jammed the first song in the workshop. We've jammed the song the first time, and I thought, geez, that was pretty good. How are we going to better that? And then suddenly we shift and play this sublime piece of music that you could not think to play. The way it's played, the way it's been approached, the way every person's approached it, like, yeah. It's hard to explain. If anyone if anyone was to hear me say this now, they'd be thinking, "Oh, what's he talking about?"
It just reminds me how, what we say about what we do is we help lower the volume on people's feelings and increase the volume on their imagination and their innocence. And as a result, their natural ability comes through. We can say that, and that's what we do. And that's why we're doing the introductory workshop, because it's like, it's only when you have the experience of that. It's like, I know what you're talking about. Because to be fair, I don't think a lot of people have had the experience of experiencing that natural ability. So, it's understandable. Many people may not even have the experience of being in the zone, or being in the pocket, or chase it, this elusive muse. But to be able to give that people that experience every time, in an introductory workshop,